Right, well, I hope you all had a good Christmas. It is 28th of December. I haven't done any work on the zombie diorama because I was hoping to get the petrol pumps set for Christmas, but I haven't got it as of yet. Nobody bought it for me. They bought me other presents, but that's fine. So I've ordered a petrol pump set from Germany. While I'm waiting for that to arrive, I've got another little mini project. This is a model that I've had for Christmas. Well, it's not a model, it's a 3D printed model. And so here's what I've got. Right, it is a 1/12 scale 3D printed, I should say, Street Hawk. Now, if you was a kid in the 80s growing up like I was, action TV on a Saturday for me, in no particular order, is Airwolf, Street Hawk, Knight Rider, A-Team, Fall Guy, and many, many others. Airwolf and Street Hawk being my favourite. I saw this on eBay. I think it was about £15. It's printed in one piece. Now, you probably noticed that one of the handles has broke off. My mother-in-law bought it me for Christmas. My wife ordered it and my mother-in-law paid for it. One of the handlebars has come off. I got the other handlebar in a little pot. My wife noticed it. It was really well packaged, but for some strange reason that handlebar's come off. So you could probably make out there's a lot of dimples from the 3D printing process. I began to sand some of it down. A little bit on the windshield, whatever you want to call it. So I've sanded that down a bit. I've still got to do a bit more. The main part, the bulk of sanding I've done is on the seat. But there is a lot of dimples I've got to sand down. Now, this doesn't come with a figure, so I'm going to try and get a figure online somewhere. My one idea was the Tamiya 112 Street Rider, which is basically looks like, well, it's a guy in a leather jacket and jeans, so I'm going to have to do some modification to him, but I haven't bought that as of yet. So what I'll do is I'll get my Mando figure, put him by the side of Street Hawk for scale. Now, Mando is 1/12 scale himself, and I've tried him on the bike. He sits quite well, not 100% into the seat, but he stands quite, he sits quite well on the bike. So I've got a few options on eBay that I'm looking at. I've put it in my save search, 1/12 scale motorbike rider figure and all that lark. But the only thing I can find at the moment is the Tamiya Street Rider figure. But the detail on this is really, really nice. It's really well printed. My main issue is going to get underneath here in the nooks and crannies with my spray paint, my primer. Now, you'll probably notice there I've left a couple of the mounting rods inside there because I believe that's what's holding the wheel on. So I'm going to leave those on. Still got my zombie figures. Going round to the other side, like I said, the detail is really, really nice because there is no kit for Street Hawk. You can buy the various Kenner toys and the G.I. Joe repurposed toys from the internet, but they're really rare. Well, like I said, the detail is really, really nice. Not bad at all. So the guy who I saw this off was 3D Scale 3D World on eBay. I'll put the link to this below. He does it in various different sizes, but the 1/12 scale is the best version that I could see. So with my rambling over, I'm going to start doing some more sanding to try and get those dimples smoothed out if I can. So let's see what happens. Right, welcome back. I've done all the sanding and all the dimples have gone. I do apologise for their dog over the road, but I've had to open my window to let this dry. I'll explain that in a moment. So all the dimples are gone off the nose, off the windshield, off the console, and the dashboard. All the dimples have gone off the seat. I don't know if my flash is going to help. Yeah, all the dimples have gone off the side bits as well on the body, both sides, and it's looking really, really nice. So I used my pencil files, my pin files, and then to get rid of all the dimples, and then I used my fine sanding paper to smooth it out a bit better. The only problem is on the front of the nose here, the laser cover panel and the headlight cover panel, those disappeared because I had to really smooth those dimples down. But luckily, even though I'd sanded them down, the lines were still there vaguely. So what I did is I got my metal ruler and my scribe and re-scribed them out. You can probably just make out some black marker there because that line was there, that line was there, and I just got my 0.05mm marker and just put those lines on with the ruler, and then using the metal ruler again with the scribe and re-scribe them out. Then once I used one of my paintbrushes to get the dust off, but some of the dust wouldn't go, so what I had to do is I had to stick it in a bowl of soapy water, washing up liquid water, and get one of my old toothbrushes and just give it a good scrub. And then what I did is I've made a little makeshift stand, and I've stood the bike on that and just put it on a bit of blue towel and just let it air dry for a day and a half. And this is fully dry now, so if I take this off the stand that I've made, I'll just lean it over there. Hopefully it won't move. That's better. So with the stand, I just got a bit of my foam. It's 30mm wide, so I cut it in half widthways and then cut it in half again, and it's about 7mm tall. And then I just got a bit of it was like a long ice lolly that I had in the freezer, so I kept the stick, and the stick was about that tall. It's about 6 inches tall. And then I just cut a bit down, drilled a hole in the base once I'd used a bit of cardboard. If you remember that piece of cardboard from the Millennium Falcon build that I used to mask off the gunner windows, I just drew around that, carved it out. It's not fully circular, but it's perfectly fine. I drilled a hole in each side of the bit of lolly stick, and then I just got some spoo off the zombie diorama with these little pegs on the side, and I just nudged them in, drilled a hole there, drilled a hole there, drilled a hole there, pushed those into the foam. It goes all the way through the foam, and I just PVA glued them into the hole and jabbed them into the foam and just left that a day and a half to dry. And like I said, it supports the bike because there's a hole already pre-drilled into the bike. You know, the guy who printed this off obviously put that there, and I just line that hole up, and that just supports the weight. And that supports the weight of the bike. But I'm really well chuffed on how all the dimples have disappeared. So the proof in the pudding will be when I actually primer this. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll see how it dries. Right, so I've just primed the underneath first. So I've put the Street Talk bike into my Tamiya painting stand, you know, the one that you use for your like car bodies and stuff, and I've just sandwiched it in between the mounting prongs, and I just took it outside, give it a once over with a primer on the bottom, and to be honest, it don't look too bad. So all I've got to do is just wait for this to dry, and then I can turn it over, stick it on the stand and primer the top. But I just thought I'd do the underneath first, which will be the better option because there is a lot of nooks and crannies in there that I need to get to with my paint. So I'm hoping it's got in those nooks and crannies. So we'll see what happens once the primer's dry. Right, on the previous update, I'd put the bike on the stand and turned it upside down. I let the primer a couple of hours to dry, and then I've stood the bike up back on its makeshift stand and primed the top of the bike, and I'm really impressed on how it's come out. You can see, like I said, the laser cover panel and the front headlamp cover panel, them are still showing through the primer really nice. The dimples have gone. Unless you look really close, you can see there's a couple of tiny little ones there. But to be honest, it's better than it was. So I'm probably going to leave those. On the back and the side, the dimples have gone there as well. Going to the other side, all the dimples have gone there. There was a lot of dimples on the dashboard as well, but those have gone. Around the back, there was a few there as well. But generally, I'm loving the way this is looking, because I said to you on the previous, before I started priming, the proof of the pudding will be when I do the primer. But yeah, I think I've done a really good job, not bad at all. So the next step is to do the decals for the dashboard and the dashboard down there. So I've been on the Street Talk official fan club group on Facebook, and there's a chap on there called David. He sent me a couple of good shots of the dashboard. So we'll see what happens when I do those, but yeah, this is ready for paint.